What's up guys, I'm James. Welcome back to the Great Gambino channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Nodus Contrail 39 in Ballistic Green. If you do end up liking this video, consider subscribing or clicking the like button, as it really does help me out and motivates me to keep pushing this channel forward. This particular piece belongs to my cousin Sam, who is part of the Facebook group WATCHA. It's a great community of people that come together to share their watch journey. I will have a link below in the description. If you have some time, check them out. Just like with the Nodus Retrospect, we have two compartments. The main piece is stored on the left side, and we have our provided marketing and accessories on the right. Let's slide that out and take a quick look at what's been included. The band has already been sized, so we have a few removed links and a few additional straps that my cousin included for test purposes. Below that, we have a microfiber cleaning cloth, warranty card, and regulation information. The movements in these pieces are regulated in 4 positions to ensure that they can accurately keep time under any circumstance. The movements are stress tested for a minimum of 10 days in order to break them in and eliminate any issues prior to being sent out. I always enjoy seeing a watch packed with a roll because it's nice to have if you ever end up needing to send your watch anywhere or if you want to travel. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the watch. The Nodus Micro brand is owned by a couple of guys named Colin and Wesley, and the company is run right here in Los Angeles, California. I talked more about their history in my last watch review on the Nodus Retrospect. If you want to know more, you can check out that video, or I'll have a link down below to the Nodus website. When I read up on the Nodus blog, I learned that with the Contrail, Colin and Wesley set out to design the perfect traveler sports watch, finding inspiration from such watches as the Sin 104, the Omega Seamaster 300 Spectra, the Seiko Sarb 033, and the Rolex Explorer 1. The goal was to create a timepiece with enough flair to dress up, but enough utility to stand up to the elements. They did an excellent job, and it's aesthetically pleasing from all angles. Real quick, I'll give you some measurements. We have a diameter of 39 millimeters. Lug to lug is going to be 47 millimeters. If you want to change out the band, it's going to be 20 millimeters. And we have a thickness of 11.8 millimeters and 13 millimeters, including the crystal. You can see that the crown is stamped with the Nodus logo, and it's a screw-down crown. In addition, the piece offers 200 meters or 660 feet of water resistance. One of the cool new features with the Contrail is that it has a decoupling crown. It basically causes it to disengage from the movement while screwing it down. This way it'll avoid hand winding, making screwing down the crown very satisfying. On top of that, the beautiful knurling gives a secure grip, making the task much more manageable. I'll give you an example of what that sounds like. The brushing job is excellent on the top and sides of the case. The two surfaces are split by a beautifully polished bevel edging. Nodus has taken the extra time to include drilled lugs for easy band removal. This clip also shows off the polished job on the side of the bezel, but we'll take a better look at that later. We have an H-link bracelet, so it's going to be very flexible with assured comfort. The links and end links are solid with brushed tops and polished sides. They are screw-down links, so removal is going to be an easy process. The clasp has a deep quality Nodus branding stamped into the flip latch. And take a look at the side of the clasp. It has a very nicely done polished bevel edge. I really appreciate when a company puts extra time into the clasp, as I feel it's an area that gets neglected. Of course, we also have 6 micro adjustments to make sure you're able to get the perfect fit. Taking a look on the inside, the clasp is milled. This mechanism does its job exactly as it should, clicking together, snapping into place confidently for a firm hold. The case back shows an engraving of jets leaving vapors. These vapors are also known as contrails, hence the name of the piece. Now, I didn't know that bit of information myself, as I'm not super familiar with aviation. I learned this from the guys over at Average Bros. They did a very thorough review of this particular piece, and I will have a link to their video down below. This close-up shows a good example of the sunburst brush job on the fixed steel bezel. There is another version of the Contrail that includes a GMT-style bezel. It's very nice, but I personally prefer the steel version. Turning the watch, we get another look at the polished side of the bezel and the beautiful flat-top box sapphire glass. This piece of crystal does come with a green anti-reflective coating on the underside. I want to try to show you an example of how, depending on the angle and the way it catches the light, it sometimes appears that there's no glass at all. Working with the studio light here, you see a slight glare, but now tilting it to the side, and look at that. It's like the glass is completely gone. I really love this in a watch. It makes a huge difference for me when I'm admiring my piece on the wrist, because it makes reading the time and noticing the aesthetic details much easier. Speaking of the details, this piece has minute and hour hands that narrow out toward the tip. The second hand is based off traditional pilot watches, and of course you can notice that we have a date window at the 3 o'clock. Now, the movement provided is a Miyota 9015. It's a 24 joule movement with a 42-hour power reserve, capable of hacking, hand winding, and it beats at 28,800 BPH, which makes it a high beat movement. It also has a quick set date, and these movements offer similar performance to a Swiss ETA 2824-2. But let's go ahead and cut to a loom shot. The hour markers and hands are coated in Swiss Superluminova C3 Green. It's a generous and evenly applied application that illuminates very bright. Here we have a side-by-side shot to an American quarter to give you a better representation of scale. This is what the watch looks like on my 6.75-inch wrist. For me, 39mm falls into that sweet spot that I could really appreciate. Now, I'm not going to take any links out of this one because it's not my watch. I like to keep it intact, but let's go ahead and move on to some outdoor shots so I can show you that natural light reflection. Alright guys, that's going to wrap this one up. I'm really enjoying the line of watches put out by Nodus. They're definitely creating some really great products at an affordable price. I will be reviewing the upcoming Avalon very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.